So what has been happening at the club this summer since the last time we caught up with you? Well, we'll be catching up with Chief Executive Erik Samuelson at a key time when Wimbledon are rebuilding for the new season. We'll also be hearing from new goalkeeper George Long. And there's a chance for how you can get down here and help with getting preparations ready for the start of the new season as we get the ground ready for season 17-18 at AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on in the last year. I mean, if you go back far enough, Daniel Adji went out, I guess, about a year ago. But more recently, we've seen the well-publicised tribunal on Wimbledon, which we got £100,000 for a young goalkeeper going to what was then a Premier League club. And since then, Joe Bursick, another graduate from our academy, has transferred to Stoke City for a figure I'm not allowed to disclose, but I can say it's significantly more than we got for Wimbledon. Plus, there's a couple of other younger boys gone out that don't get as much publicity, but they've also been a significant addition to our coffers. Having said all that, such are the pressures in the coming season that even with those figures coming in, we're still struggling to provide nil with the budget we want to, and in fact we're projecting a loss for the coming year, which is why we've been pressing so hard and asking fans to continue to contribute to the Royal Wimbledon Fund and indeed to the Don's Draw, or both if you feel up to it. We are determined that we will have a successful season in League One and that we'll build the foundations for another successful season the following one, but that needs more investment of money, and that means sadly selling some of our younger players and also continuing to ask fans for their support. You'll see that Jake Reeves has been sold to Bradford City. Again, I can't talk about the fee, although some speculative figures are out there. To put things into perspective, even with the fee from Jake going, we are still budgeting a fairly hefty loss for the coming season. We are committed to making sure that Neil has all the resources we can possibly afford, and that's why, as I say, we're asking fans to help us buy the Royal Wimbledon Fund and the Don's Draw.
The pitch at the Cherry Red Records Stadium is looking in immaculate condition ahead of the first pre-season friendly against Watford. But who gets the players in order for the first game? That's the responsibility of sports scientist Jason Moriarty, who's been talking about the improved facilities down at the training ground. This area here was in fact a bar area. We look around here now and it's a proper office for you all to work in. Have you noticed how much it's changed?
It's phenomenal the work that the gaffer's done in changing the environment of the training ground. I said this used to be a bar, which is now, well, this used to be just an empty space, which is now a meeting room. Our office used to be a bar, which is now a nice open planned office. The canteen's been renovated, going down now as well. The change rooms have been knocked through to create a bigger open plan space. Dougie's got a bigger physio room now, so it's unbelievable the changes that have happened within the last few years around the place, and it can only mean that, as I say, the environment's better, so people want to spend more time here and develop the culture that the gaffer's trying to create.
There's still plenty of jobs to be done around the stadium before the start of the new season, and you can get involved with helping out AFC Wimbledon this weekend by helping out clear up the stadium in the latest Volunteers Weekend. Join us this Saturday and Sunday to help get the stadium ready for season 17-18 at AFC Wimbledon. New dugouts are now in place here in front of the Rye gas stand, but they're not the only new thing here at the stadium this season. There's been 4 new summer signings so far, the latest of which is goalkeeper George Long. Let's hear from him now. Sheffield United, of course, tremendous season last season. They remain very close to your heart, but yeah. What do you want to achieve whilst you're here?
I think to help push the club forward. I think that's the main thing, help the club get higher up the leagues. Obviously they've had a lot of promotions in a short space of time, so I think the aim from the club this year and inside the camp is to try and push again, but I know it's going to be a difficult league this season with a lot of tough teams inside, but I think the togetherness in the squad, obviously with the gaffer and the boys, will be pushing towards promotion. What's Neil said to you so far in terms of what he wants from you? Just to be myself, play my usual game, keep improving, be dominant of the back four and stuff like that, but just come here and enjoy football.
Yeah, I mean, you touched upon as well the fact of League One being tough coming up for the coming season.
Yeah.
Obviously what you achieved with Sheffield United as well, being a part of that group, was tough last season.
Yeah.
This season it looks like it's going to be even tougher, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. Obviously last year some big teams in there, but Sheffield United's probably well overdue a promotion from League One. I think they're in it like 5 or 6 years, so to be part of that group, it gives you a taste of promotion and a taste of what it takes to get up and get promoted. So hopefully that added bit of experience will help me and help the group. So.
What's the kind of sort of key ingredients you need to be able to get out of League One from what you learned from last season?
Togetherness, just massive. Having a good group of players who back each other. Obviously, it's not going to be plain sailing. You'll lose games. You'll have bad patches. But I think it's really important to keep together and keep driving forward as a group.